Once you have your image selected and um, inserted into your file, what you need to do then is to grab the polyline tool. So under line, you're going to click the little arrow next to the line, and you're going to go down here to the word polyline. Now the way the polyline tool works is you have to use left click and right click strategically. So I'm going to click once on the polyline tool, and you'll see I'll get this plus sign here, and that means my tool is ready. So for this white space for the panda bear, I'm going to start to make some shapes with my polyline tool. Each time I move my cursor, I get a new line that starts, and I left click, and I just keep left clicking until I'm done tracing the outline of my shape. Once I get to the end, I either double click or click one time, and what that does is it creates a shape that I can fill. And you want to make sure that you are dealing with the border color and the fill color. What you want to do is get rid of that border. So make it a transparent border so there's no more outline of your shape. And also you can fill it with any color you want. If I want this to look more realistic, I'm going to choose a color that's similar. So let me go in here and I could choose like a gray or a white. I'm going to choose a light gray there. And then you're going to continue using the polyline tool and creating different shapes and dividing your space with different shapes. And because I just used the polyline tool and made these uh, changes with the color and the border, every other shape that I create is going to automatically have that color. Okay, and look at how I'm leaving space in between my shapes. I'm following the outline of the shape itself, but I'm leaving some space. So that's what gives it that look of a mosaic. Now let's say I want to go down here and start playing around with some different colors. So I'm going to click and click, and right over here I see a bit of a darker color. So I'm going to make a shape here and fill it a little bit darker. Maybe I'll choose a little bit of a darker gray here. And over here I've got this kind of a white shadow here. So what I'm looking for are the big blocks of color that I can fill in. Okay, and you want to leave space in between. One common issue that comes up is using the polyline tool. So if I am clicking and I accidentally double click, what I'm going to end up with is a line, and that's not an enclosed shape that I can fill. So if I make a mistake, I can hit the undo button, or I can control Z to undo my last move. So with the polyline tool, you have to get used to this left click, left click, left click, left click. And as you're moving around, if you accidentally double click, even when you're very close to the end, you may not get that shape and you might have to just undo and start over again. But make sure that you're playing around with the border colors and the fill colors, and that you're dividing the space between each shape. Okay, now if I want to see what this looks like without my image, what I can do is grab my selector tool, my select arrow button, and then select my picture, my image. And I'm going to cut the image out. So I'm going to go Control X and get rid of it. That way I can Control V and put it right back. And look what happened. The image went on top of my mosaic pieces. So I have to change the order and bring this image to the back. So I'm going to right click on my image and change the order, sending my image all the way to the back. And that brought my tesserae, my little shapes, all the way back to the front. So you're going to keep filling the space of your subject, and that is our step number 2.